Are you still doing that show?
Yeah.
Really? Because I had heard, and I thought I mean, justifiably so, that this thing was long gone. I mean, I liked it for a minute. You've heard the expression hot minute? It was more of a lukewarm minute.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
I love how it faded out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hello and welcome to another Joy of the Lounge.
I was going to say you need a paintbrush.
Gosh darn it, I left it all downstairs. There actually is a palette and a brush that goes along with this, and well, I just forgot to bring it up.
Put a little mountain here, and
you might think that's
tree.
You might think that's a mistake, but no, it's just a happy little accident. Because then
Is this part of your Halloween ensemble? Are you going trick or treating this Saturday evening post lounge show?
I certainly hope not, Rob. That's not my jam at all.
No,
I'm actually
really
kind of
isn't.
hoping, of course, that she'll call and say, "You don't need to come down here. It's kind of not your thing," and I'll be home momentarily, and we'll eat together. That's what I'm hoping for. Unfortunately, she may say, "Oh, you could come or you could not," and that's just the kind of decision. That's the decision I never want to make.
No one wants that one.
Okay.
I like that though. I like the look, and I do like the whisper read. You're in character. Your Daniel Day-Lewis thing. You stayed with the whisper. You did the thing. That was impressive.
Yeah, I figure if I'm going to go and wear that and hold the palette and the brush, I got to commit and just talk like this the whole time.
Yeah,
and not ever, raise my voice for any particular reason, and let people kind of lean into me.
Just a little mountain here and a little lake over here, and
a happy little tree right here.
And
that's what. And Tracy is dressing up like a tree. You see.
Oh, she is.
She's a happy little tree.
Oh, Sammy's here. Okay, good.
Hi, Sammy. Sammy Osborne. She's in the house.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. It sure is, ladies and gentlemen. And that, of course, means that, you know what? The freaking titles aren't there again. I thought I had that fixed.
No, but Sammy's here, and so that's good. She sent pictures. They were trick-or-treating and doing the whole Halloween thing as well today.
That's nice.
Friends. It was nice. There were nice pictures and everything. And I had forgotten because, again, I think we've talked about this. It's been a while since I did the whole... you have little kids and it's Halloween and you do the whole thing. Did you do the whole? Let me ask you. Did you like it?
Well,
as a parent,
I did. I did not
Mark
like
Howard
it. I don't think. Hey.
Well said.
You know what? Honestly, I don't recall having strong feelings about it one way or the other. I know that when we were in Sugarloaf and we had all the toys. Yeah. That was a lot of fun for me. I liked having the dragon heads and the steam and all that. But as I was about to say, I think I really enjoyed that time. I also remember how annoyed I was at the teenagers, the constant throng of hobos and half-assed cheerleaders. Zombie cheerleader. Okay. Get out of here. What are you? I'm supposed to be home by now, lady.
I've got eggs to throw and windows to soap.
That's definitely a Mr. Angry edition.
Yeah, but I like it. I think it. What are you supposed to be? I'm supposed to be home by now, or I'm supposed to be out of here.
That part anyway, I like. That's Jerry. So anyway, that's why I'm wearing this goofy shirt. I wouldn't wear this shirt otherwise.
Because you may have to be. You're on call for
Bob Ross duty, right? That's right.
Yeah.
And so this was like this most '70s button-down shirt I had. I'm going to wear a brown belt and jeans, and and talk like this the whole time. And if anybody says I'm sorry I can't hear you, I'm going to say I'm sorry you can't hear me. Me too, because what I'm saying is brilliant.
So you remember liking the toys because you had the big dragon with the smoke and everything. See, I didn't mind the decorations. You know what? And it still is kind of creepy to me, no pun intended, is the whole handing out candy. But I like it. The kids are cute and they did the thing, and mom and dad are usually there kind of watching. But I don't know. I remember going trick or treating with my kids, and I loved that. Because you check out the neighborhood, everyone's, they decorate.
You got a beer or a glass of wine. Let's face facts. You're drinking.
Oh, no. First time, the last neighborhood, they were professional trick-or-treaters. The first, I saw a guy come out, like the kids and I just left the house. We're going down this is a true story. And he had a front and back stroller Instead of a side-by-side, it was a front and back stroller. And he had a little child in the front, Casper or whatever. The child was dressed, a cute kid. And then there was no child in the back seat.
Right, because there was
And you
beer
already
or
know where I'm
whatever.
going.
Yes, of course.
It was a whole bar. It wasn't just beer.
Okay.
They had mixers and everything. He was running a cocktail. I looked. He had tonic. He had seltzer. He had the whole 3 or 4 different kinds of booze, ice, a little stir stick. And I went, these people take trick or treating.
That's fun, you know. Boy, oh boy, that's when you drank, that's exactly what you want to happen. You want to run into a guy who's toting around a bar who says, "Can I get you something?" Why, yes, sir, you can, because this beer is warm and it's mostly spit.
I feel like a turd next to you.
I've been holding this beer for 90 minutes, and it's not getting any colder or fuller. So yes, sir, I will.
I've got it in a koozie just to, in case I don't want anyone in the neighborhood to think I'm walking around with a beer.
You mean like everyone else in the neighborhood?
Right. He's got an entire bar on wheels. And I went, this neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. No,
you bought a double stroller. I wonder if he even bought a double, like if they only had one child. I'm wondering if he bought the double stroller strictly for that reason, is to say, well, Billy will be in the front seat and the booze will be in the back. I have no idea, but I would
right. Like, or did some kid get left home? Sorry, man. Right. Not your year.
Right. Sorry, Sally. You hand out candy with your mother. Billy and I are going to.
We got some drinking to do.
We got some drinking to do. So then Billy ends up being the hobo at 15. Because,
right.
So there's the deal there. That's how that works.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Yeah, and I never really dug the whole dress up thing either. And they do that at work, and I appreciate that others do it, and they're creative and on the whole thing. And I don't think it's bad or anything. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
It just never got. I guess I don't have the gene or whatever. I just never the whole costuming, run around in costume, have to think it up. Then if you do one with makeup, it starts to run halfway through it gets all smeared and messy. So that was a pain in the. I don't know. I guess what I'm a. Uncle
Funk Sticks, yes, but no, I'm right there with you on that stuff. So I totally aged out of it. What's that?
Like what I said, yours is smart though because you can just put it on quickly. It's not cumbersome.
Oh yeah, well the beard thing is forget about it. Like with eating and drinking, it's going to be under my chin the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've known about this particular thing, and then there was something last night that we just ran out of time. We just couldn't go, but we've known about this forever. Did basically nothing about it until the last minute in terms of costumes, because there's we got a lot of life going on, and costumes and stuff is just like absolutely not a priority. And so, but it became one yesterday or the day before, and so she went to the dollar store or whatever, or Spirit, not dollar store.
What is
just
Spirit? Is it like
Halloween? The Halloween superstores, that pop up every year.
Yeah, no, don't know.
Oh,
never heard of that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
See,
every year these big they rent out like some big space, like not as big as a Ross, but something like that in a strip mall, a big place, and they fill it with Halloween stuff. It's all branded Spirit. But there's the costumes and the makeup and the whole thing. The yard decorations.
It's like fireworks, where they'll go into an old pharmacy for a month out of the year and sell fireworks.
Right. Okay. Right. And then but before Halloween, we went in. We made the mistake of going in the night before Halloween last year. They were literally taking things out of the store. It was still open, but they had everything that was left all in the center of the store. Like, you just got to get it because we're closing, and that's it. They're not even open for Halloween. So. Yeah.
So she went out and got what? She rigged you up, set you up with Bob Ross?
Well, she started FaceTiming and sending pictures. What about this? What about this? And I'm like, okay, yeah, Bob Ross, that's easy. Like you said, just put it on. It's not whatever. But it's the beard thing, because I remember when I went to L.A. and I was Tiny Tim, and I went to the
from a Christmas Carol. Or Tiny Tim,
the ukulele player. And I had I've got a like a frilly tuxedo pink shirt, and I had the whole thing, a hat, and this crazy hair. And we went to.
He kind of had Weird Al Yankovic hair.
Like that. So So we went to the Santa Monica Halloween thing, which is like 600,000 people crammed into the streets of Santa Monica. Crazy costumes, like it's California at its highest. And we're walking around there, and that stupid, it keeps getting in my mouth. And I'm carrying around a ukulele too, by the way. And then we go. Here's when I lose.
It would have been a great. I bet you said at the time when you came up with the outfit, this will be a great bit because I can play and I'll be Tiny Tim and people ask.
And I'll strum around and
And now
cut to now I'm hot and there's too many people and it's way past my comfort zone. Right, forget about hearing anything.
Great.
So now it's like, and now I'm hungry and sweaty and I want to leave, but we got to get something to eat. And we go up to we stand in line because it's lines everywhere forever, right? Imagine it's 500,000 people, and then you get I was for a sausage in a bun, and I'm trying to eat that thing, and the hair keeps getting in my mouth, that's the worst for me. A hair in my mouth, and it just was like, and that's when I absolutely lost it. I'm pretty sure I took everything off. And said, okay, we have to
Tiny
go.
Tim my ass.
Tiny Tim my ass. God bless us, no one. We're crossing.
No one.
Yeah,
I'm not tiptoeing throw any more tulips up for the rest of the effing evening, man.
Yeah, I was so agitated. It was, but I mean, I stuck it out most of the night. And I think we actually went back. We went back the last year, and I was dressed as the Scarecrow.
Mark wants to know if you have any pictures of the Tiny Tim outfit.
Yes, I do. I don't have them here, but yeah, we took a whole.
Here's the thing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, go.
But it's because it's in the wake of your story there. The thing that amazes me, and I've done a million of them too, is that you chose to do that. This was something that you set out to do. I'm going to go by where there's 500,000 people and I'm going to wear a costume.
Rob.
Even if all right, I don't mean you personally. Maybe you had to do it because of the relationship. My point simply being,
of course.
But you do it in your spare time. And I don't mean you. I mean, we all do. Like, how many times do you do a thing and you go, oh my gosh, this just blows?
Yeah, I
remember when Oak told me that about Summerfest. We finally said, there's way too many people.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore. There's too many people. There's like 200,000 people, and they're using sinks as urinals and the whole thing. It's ridiculous. Why do I want to do that? Why do I want to subject myself to that? It smells like bad pot. The whole thing is there's spilled beer. It's
right. You wake up and go, I'm not 20, and this isn't fun.
No, this isn't fun at all.
Yeah.
And now I got to drive home after all this. I still got to drive, and I got to go home, and it's late, and I'm tired. And
I was actually, because of this has come up because I have become a painfully inverted introverted.
Wow. Wow.
Go back in time and take that again. I have become
a
painfully introverted person when it comes to like social things.
Okay, you're painfully introverted.
Oh, forget it.
No, you don't go out much, but you never really were go out a lot.
No, I wasn't, and so it's just more extreme now. So it's like crowds and stuff, and also we've talked about once the noise, the mumbling, or the conversation reaches a certain decibel level, I have that range of hearing loss.
So you got that going for you,
and all I got is mud, and so now I'm out of it. I'm out of the conversation. Well, I just don't.
I went to a ball game a 3 weeks ago, 6, and it was fun, but I thought, wow, a lot of people. Then you got to get the whole Uber home, and it's such an ordeal. Mm-hmm. And I get okay. So then I asked myself, does this make me sound old, or do old people say things like that because they finally got smart?
That's a great question.
I've been thinking about this recently because I say things, especially at work, because a lot of my coworkers are younger than, most all of them are younger than me. And they'll, the old guy. And I take that as a good ribbing because I love that we all get along and they're great people. But then I think, is it old?
Here's my thought on it. I have an answer. I think that our definition of smart changes. It's not that it was dumb when we did it. It's just dumb for us to do it now when we're just not, we don't have the time, we don't have the energy and all that. So
Right.
it is but the reason we don't have the time and the energy is because we've gotten older. So it's a perfect blend of the two. You have a different kind of smart that comes with the older that is, hey, I don't have to do this to myself if I don't want to. I don't have to do it because I'm socially obligated. I don't have to do it because they're my favorite band. If I don't feel like it, I don't have to do it.
Right.
And I think that, and because when I go do things that I don't want to do, it's brutal. It's brutal physically, it's brutal emotionally. It's just like, it's like, and why do I do this if I have the choice? Now, there's a happy medium. I've got to find a way to go out and go do things.
I don't know. Do you? I mean, seriously.
Yes, because Tracy is so extroverted.
Oh, okay.
She loves that, and she thrives on that, and I want to be with her. So
sure.
Yeah. So I just have.
I don't mean. Yeah, I didn't mean you personally, but you were talking about it personally. I was thinking the pluralistic you, where do we need?
Oh.
Well, I saw something the other day. It was probably a meme. Everything seems to be a meme, but the point is, it said you are much more balanced or emotionally stable if you don't mind going to a movie by yourself or going out to have a meal by yourself.
Yeah, I've never minded that.
Either have I.
But I wouldn't say I'm emotionally stable.
Oh, no, look at the shirt.
Even when inverted. It actually is nice. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
What would you consider yourself, Rob? Because I think, from the outside, people would assume that you're an extroverted guy. What do you think you are?
I don't. I get my fix at work. I realized when I was out of work for that year that I miss people and interaction and doing the thing. And I love that at work. But when I get home, I don't pine to go do a million things. Like, what is it called? Fear of missing out. FOMO.
Right.
I don't have that anymore. Yeah. And I guess that comes with the age thing. It's like you figured out what suits you. You just figured it out. Oh, I like to do this. This works for me. This brand of soap. It doesn't matter what it is. These are things that it's my comfort zone.
It's true. It
took me a long time. It took me decades and decades, and I figured them out. And now someone comes, you really should go out more. Why?
Like the skydiving. Come on. Right. But no, but there are some people obviously who are wired to do that for their whole life. Like my sister will never stop doing new things and pushing and just she's getting every bit of the juice that her body will allow her to do.
Awesome. I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I don't know how. My mom, no, not one member of my family is like that. But I'm definitely not like that. So I'm with you. Where like, well, I like this. I like this. But I think that
I like to go out. I like when Samantha got married. Man, it was very social, right? You're going to a lot of different things. It's a wedding. There are a lot of people. You're doing a lot of different things. The rehearsal dinner, the this, the that. Family comes into town. I enjoyed the heck out of all that. It was wonderful. But if someone were to say to me, hey, there's I don't know. I don't mind going like down to the Marietta Square. I like that. There's arts and crafts and certainly the farmer's market so I can get fresh corn. Or
now you sound old. Now
yeah, but is that old? But why do we call that old? I guess because older people used to like that. So I guess then I'm older.
That's right. That's right. It's because older people used to like oranges. Yes.
What?
You asked me that's a wrong question to ask me. Don't you like to have fresh vegetables? I like to have zero vegetables, Rob.
Vegetables, well, that's true. Okay, I forgot about that. That's right. You don't like vegetables much at all.
Go down to the flea market every Saturday.
Anyway, I don't mind doing that and experiencing being social and seeing new people and doing. I guess that's a new thing. I don't know, but I don't know like concerts and shows.
What about like just parties, like work functions?
Well, I'm going to one at Christmas.
All right, work is different because these people are truly like a family at this point. So it's a different.
I'm going to see them, howl at the moon, which I don't normally do. Sure. I don't normally participate in the howl at the moon stuff.
Sure.
Well,
that's true. But you get to leave.
I've held it. Yeah. Well, no, this one's going to be at Chateau Elan, which you know where that is. So it's a 3-day event. It's a whole weekend. A lot of money being spent. It's very, very nice. Nice company, perk, blah, blah, blah.
3 days? You mean like there?
Yeah.
You mean that you get to go and stay there?
Yeah, you stay there and you go to the spa and you golf on the golf course and you do the whole shtick.
Seriously?
I can't make that up. But I really waffled on it. I did. I waffled on it. I went, okay. you know. And so then one of the women on the events team was just a sweetie. She sent me a little thing and said, "Hey, haven't heard, but we have doing a head count, blah blah blah." So I went and saw her, and she talked. She goes, "I get your point of view, but man, there's got to be something you. Plus, everyone likes it when you're around." Blah. I didn't mean to throw that part in. I was not trying to be self-serving on this story, but that leaked out a little bit there. But they do. But then I'll do the Rob thing, which will be fun. And in fact, I think they want me to. I don't think I know. They have already asked me to MC something. There's a big event.
Oh, there we go. We really, really want you there. We love having you around. And hey, you know what? It just occurred to me.
No, I don't think it was.
No, of course not.
I don't think so. I mean, in fact, on the contrary,
Funk
I
Stick
think
strikes again.
Well, no,
no, I don't think they were doing that. Rob, I don't think they were doing that either.
Yeah, I don't think they were doing that either. But anyway, I'm going to go. So I'm going to go. But here's the thing. To your point, though, I can escape. I'll have a room if we're doing things that are so everyone's having a good time. But then if I'll
be right back.
Yeah. I used to do. I need a good, loving woman
who loves music, food, and late night walks, patient and ideally Christian. My dad is a catch, literally the best. Oh, I see. Look at that. It's a classified ad for you.
Yeah, there we go. Put that in the personals. Do they even have personals anymore? No, it's online. It's apps. It's dating things. There's no personals anymore, are there?
I don't know. There probably is. There's probably still Craigslist, weird,
Oh, I'm talking about the newspaper, the actual newspaper. And you'd also sell cars and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes, classifieds. I'm thinking of the creative loafing.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Is that still a thing out there?
I don't know. I don't know if it is. I got away from radio, and that's where all the publications always came through,
Sure.
and you saw what's what and who won Best Pretzel of Atlanta that year.
That's right, for the fourth year running.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go. And so that should be fun. But you're right. I could duck away. I could disappear. I mean, it's later in the evening and everyone's going to a different gear, a gear maybe that I don't want to, drive on that course.
And actually, and this is nothing against Tracy, but you have no encumbrance of anybody who would say, well, I want to go. Yes. You want to go to you get to say,
yeah.
You get to be 100% okay with whatever the hell you want to do. You don't have to.
Yes.
I
will tell you, there are nights when I'll sit and be watching TV or a ball game or whatever, and I think of the line you said one time where you said you have complete media freedom. I remember I was going home to my apartment one time, and you were still married, and I said I'm going home, and I'm gonna, and I can, and you go, you can watch anything you want. You can go home, and just anything or listen to any song you want, and that's media freedom, man. And
that's funny. I remember the passion around telling you that, but I can't remember being in a situation where I couldn't do the same thing.
Well, I think it was like a movie. You guys used to watch a movie. Like I would say, you should watch this movie, and you go, yes. And Chris and I, or when we are, and you wouldn't watch it right away. And I'm going, wow.
Okay.
And that's not a bad thing. It was just a thing. And I'm just, like I said, in fact, that's something when I said go to the movies by yourself or sit in a restaurant by yourself. Like going to the movies, I don't see a reason to bring someone.
Right. You shouldn't be talking. And if they are, it's annoying AF.
Yeah.
I don't care how in love you are with them. Hey,
right.
We just paid way too much.
We had to take out a second mortgage
to see this thing.
Right.
I want every bit of my brain focused up there, including the previews and the commercials.
Yes, here's 20. If you need more popcorn, knock yourself out. I peed, I did my thing, I'm ready to watch the movie. And then halfway through, is he the guy who did so-and-so? I've watched as much as you have. You and I have equal data. How can you possibly be asking me a question? And then you miss something,
I'm acting frustrated like this is a daily thing. I have not had to deal with this with Tracy. She's not one of those people.
And also you have to fight for the armrest, too, because you're going to sit next to one another and somebody gets the armrest and someone does not.
No, you just link arms and hold hands. That's what you do, Rob.
Now, that's cool. See, so there's a whole other game you're playing there at the movies. That's a date night. You hold hands. And then, so that's different.
Sure.
It's like going roller skating by yourself, or if you got a date and you can hold hands.
Skate.
Oh, yeah, I can play the all skate.
You better hurry. I want to play you one. I want to play you one little thing before we end. All skate, couple skate, You said all skate. I'm not part of a couple. Shut
Yeah,
up,
you're right.
Morty.
Foxtrot. Love that music.
Is that? But so Foxtrot, was that a way to skate? Could you Foxtrot?
Yeah,
on
well,
this?
it's a dance. It's a style of like saying.
Well, I know it's a dance,
Charleston
but how do you do it
yeah.
on a roller skate?
I have no idea. I was
But
happy
did
I
they
didn't
do that?
fall.
Because I've just
There was a Foxtrot sign. There was a Foxtrot sign at when I was a little kid.
for
The
roller
Foxtrot,
skating.
yes, for roller skating, and it would illuminate. It was Foxtrot time.
Okay, I just wanted to make because it seemed familiar to me too, but at the same time, I'd hate to think that you just impressed that upon me during the very first Aloha Lounges Foxtrot. And I go, I guess that's the thing they do, and there was like no factual basis for it. So I'm glad to know.
Well,
But it
remember
does sound familiar. I think it was funny to me because yeah, they said Foxtrot, but although
Right.
I don't think I was
Fox-
ever really at. I mean, the roller rinks I went to were not playing this, and no one was
No,
going
they
all
usually,
skate. They would say
hop
all skate, and they would say couple
they would
skate,
say
but they were
all skate.
playing, Foreigner. I want to know what love is.
Chicago.
God, those two bands
Just
just went.
leave me now.
They were so awesome.
Yeah. REO Speedwagon. had
Foreigner.
some ballads. Foreigner.
And they all
Yeah.
all in the 80s just went like Chicago. 25 or
Bob's
6 to 4, etc. And then,
And they did pop tunes.
but not just
Yeah, when
pop
they were-
tunes, those ballads.
Right. Right. And that made them more money than all of the great crafted stuff they did in the 70s with a tremendous horn section and everything else. And then they just cranked out these stampable.
I wonder if that's true. I bet you it is, but
Oh, I'm pretty sure. When Peter Cetera took over the lead and then he went off on his own and the whole thing, it was AC. It was an
and that was the
they went
station
AC,
I worked at. And so I swam in that stuff, was at AC. I wish I could play these cutting edge, songs,
When I
but
did AC, I was happy if I could do Yamo Be There. That had some rhythm to it, at least, with Michael.
I had
McDonald
to
singing.
fight for several songs.
Because
I had to fight for
otherwise it was Lionel Richie and Sailing by Christopher Cross and
And then we
Hall
also
and
played
Oates.
oldies. They were in the mix. So we're playing the Shy Lights. Have you seen her? Baby, have you seen her?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Things You Do for Love, 10cc. What are you
All
looking
right.
at?
The clock, because I want to play you this audio before it's completely irrelevant. So
go
this is
ahead.
actually this is just the cool, obviously AI, all my whole thing. But today I found out about that, and I don't know if you saw it already on the timeline. Just posted a second ago. That's I'm gonna play you the first minute or whatever of this video I posted today of new technology for voice cloning. And so
Okay.
just watch.
I got something fun for you today. Now, if you are familiar with the comedian Jim Gaffigan, whose picture is right there in the middle of the screen, it would be very difficult for you not to see it, unless, of course, you're just not looking, which is your prerogative. I mean, I can't jump to the screen and say, hey, I need you to look at this right now because I'm talking and I'm Bob.
The point is, it's real-time voice cloning, and there are dozens of celebrities in their library.
That is scary.
Isn't it? And you can
Yes.
do you can do your own. Although I sent mine up and it when I do it myself, it's kind of weird. So I'm going to be interested to see like Tracy or somebody else talk through it and see how they sound. But some of these they're good. The Joe Biden is dead on, and there's just a ton of them. And so when I was playing with it, I didn't do it here, but mixing it with my Making the Faces talk, so you get a picture of Morgan Freeman is also in here. Morgan Freeman, Jim Gaffigan, whatever. So you're talking and making that mouth move while talking in real time as them, and now you've got a thing. You know what I mean? You show up on a Zoom as one of these guys talking in real time. It's their face, their voice. Now, I will say for the best quality, there's like a 3-second delay. So I have to adjust digitally, my camera delay and all that, to show up 3 seconds after the audio. Otherwise, and I can't have my headphones on because it echoes back. So there's a processing time. But when you set it up technically, then it comes out live or whatever, all synced up like that was. So, yeah, freaking amazing.
I'm just trying to think the first voice I would want to do. But there's tons. Once you get into that, I'm sure it's a rabbit hole. And
Well, the whole thing is, so they unlock. You get in there, and please, everybody, go to Bob Doyle Media /voice AI. Because I get 5,000 credits. It's all credits, and you can't even buy them. The only way you can get credits is you come in and you get 20,000, and that's enough to train like 4 of these models. So you got this huge menu of like dozens of these, and you say, which 4 do I want to use these credits on? And if you want new credits, and I'm sure they're going to open it up to buying it soon, then you share your link. And then when anybody else signs up for free, you get 5,000 credits, which is basically will unlock another voice.
So where do you want folks to go? What are you hustling for here? Where should they go?
BobDoyleMedia.com /voice AI. Yeah, I was going. I didn't think until too late to make a little slide to pop up or whatever, but. Anyway,
hey, by the way, I have to say this before we go because I know we have to go soon. But because Sammy's still, part of the show, and I want to let her know that I made split pea and ham soup. So hopefully I'll freeze some and she can get some.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
Are you employed?